make a start. Agenda item 1 is the appointment of the chairperson. I'm happy to chair. Could I have a proposer and a seconder, please?
I'm happy to propose Ms Stephen Hunt for chair.
Glad to second that, Chairman.
Thank you both. Chair, item agenda 2 is chair's announcement. So, good afternoon and welcome to the special meeting of Cabinet on the 20th of November 2023. I'm Councillor Steve Hunt, leader of Neath Talbot Council. Can I welcome members of the public who may be viewing this meeting? Please can I ask you to ensure your microphones are switched off. You are here to observe the meeting only. Members and officers, please ensure that your phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting and that your microphones are switched to mute unless you are speaking. In addition, when asked to raise your hand, if members who are virtually attending this meeting could raise their electronic hands, and for members physically present, please raise your hands in the chamber. Agenda item 3 is declarations of interest. Can I ask members, are there any declarations of interest? Please would members say what the items are and what the interest is? And if yes, Jane will forward you an electronic version of the form for you to complete and email back to her. Councillor Jenkins, please.
Thank you, Chair. I've got a declaration of interest on item 6. I'm a governor at Mysacoid School.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Any?
I can see no others, Chair.
Thanks, Jane. Agenda item 4 is the Forward Work Programme 23-24. Can I ask officers, are there any comments on the Forward Work Programme?
It's just for noting, Chair.
Thank you, Jane. We'll now note the Forward Work Programme. Agenda item 5 is public question time. I have received no notifications from the public to speak at today's meeting. Agenda item 6 is the Strategic School Improvement Programme. This report is on pages 7 to 36 of your agenda pack and is here for a decision. Can I ask officers if they have anything further to add?
Just one thing, Leader, that didn't come up in scrutiny, just in terms of managing expectation. If Cabinet do give us approval today, the panel in Welsh Government is meeting in January, so just to sort of manage the timescales and the expectations, also they'll consider it in January.
Thank you for that, Andrew. Members, do you have any questions on the main report or on the feasibility study that was circulated separately? Before I come to you, Nia, can I just ask as well, I'll take questions on the main report first, but can I just ask members if they have any questions on the private report, the feasibility study, so I can deal with the agenda in the right way? I don't see any on the feasibility study, Jane.
I can see no questions on that, Chair, so you don't have to go into private now.
Thank you for that. So I will open it up to members' questions on the main report. So, Councillor Jenkins, please.
Thank you, Chair. Just a couple of things to add, really, following the scrutiny committee. I would just like to ask Andrew to confirm when we met with the governors, and the head of Godricraig School last week, when we discussed that obviously it's not going to be an overnight progression to a new school, but I do believe that you're of the opinion that you see no reason that the Welsh Government would decline the funding. I believe that's the wording you used.
Sorry, obviously the governor's meeting was a private meeting, and I don't think I should be divulging anything from that meeting. So I'll answer the question in another way. I think is, if you were to ask me, do I think Welsh Government will ultimately fund this? I absolutely no idea, to be honest. I think they'll approve the SOP, the bit that we're asking you today. I'm making that assumption. I think that's a reasonable assumption. But beyond that, in terms of It'll depend on the economic, the financial, the commercial case. So I think I think they'll. I see no reason why they shouldn't approve the SOP, the overall program, because obviously that includes special schools, extension, the ELRS and the skill centre and all the rest of it, because that enables us to work up the detail. But any of these schemes, not just obviously the Godric Raig, it'll depend on the economic, the financial, and the strength of the business case behind it. But I don't see there's any reason why they'll sort of turn us down the SOP. But I wouldn't have thought. That's the overall program. That's the bit that you've been asked about decision today.
Yeah, thanks. We'll wait and see then, because that doesn't quite align with what the public understood, I don't think, or the governors understood.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Any other member have any questions? Can I just say as well, just on this, sorry, Wyndham?
Yeah, just a quick question, really. It's just about some cost that's gone before, and I think I know the answer. Kevin 29 million, but then you got Brodeer is 10, and the Army Primary is 11. I know the Army Primary was, that's a big school, isn't it? That was 11 million, but Kevin was 29 million. Is it to do with the demolition?
Before you answer that, Andrew, can I just check? I'm not sure if this is main report questions. I think it's in the private.
No,
It's
so
not. It is main, is it, Craig? Is it admissible?
Yes, there is a question there in respect of information with regards to the changes to the Band B proposal. So you originally says what the cost would be for Kevin Syson Comprehensive School. So I think what Councillor Griffiths is alluding to is there was a cost obviously associated with Kevin Syson. There's been a cost highlighted in respect of a replacement for Godric Raig. So some differences in that regard. So yeah, I think that's fine. You can ask that question.
Thank you, Councillor Griffiths. I was only trying to make sure we're protecting you to make sure.
I need protected.
So Andrew, if you can answer that, then please.
Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Trust me to confuse everything. Sorry, Wyndham.
You know I like talking, but not that. It's just that Kevin Syson is 29.3 million. You've got then the Abbey Primary School is 11. Now there was a lot of work to establish that. There's a big gap of money there. Is it to do with the demolition?
It's purely to do with size. Obviously, Kevin Syson's the secondary school I think we built it for 900 pupils, and Abbey is a primary school. And as not only is it smaller, so obviously that's the main thing, but obviously there's a lot less specialist facilities in a primary school compared to a secondary school. And of course, even though there's some lovely outdoor areas in the new school in Neath Abbey, they don't have a floodlit 4G pitch and all the rest of it. So it's just the extent and scope of the facilities and the number of pupils that it was built for. That's the difference.
All right, Wyndham. Anybody else? I don't see any. Can I just say myself on behalf of what has been said, and can I thank scrutiny members for the questions on today's meeting and some of the points they raised quite rightly and answered by Andrew and other officers, that this process is going to take some time. But can I just reaffirm that what was received when we did visit the Godric Raig head of school and chair of the governing body and the governors was received very well. They feel that there is a plan, there is a vision to take forward, which will start from today. I have the utmost confidence in the officers in this authority to deliver a prudent, strong business case to deliver what the Swansea Valley want. And I'm hoping that we will have good news in the future as we move forward in the process. So I just want to make those comments because I think it's important, if there are any members of the public watching, not to be confused, but to fully understand the complexities potentially that we will face. But we have a way forward, and we are not going to detract from that way forward. So thank you. So I will now take members to the recommendations on page 19 of the pack. and the integrated impact assessment attached as an appendix for the report. I'm happy to propose this agenda item. Could I have a seconder, please?
Very happy to second, Chair.
Thank you, Nia. Can I ask members, are there any abstentions?
I can see none, Chair.
Thank you, Jane. Members, if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising your hand, I will assume that you're in favour of the recommendations. And Jane, can you confirm for me, please?
I can see no indications to the contrary, so those recommendations have been approved.
Thank you, Jane. Agenda items 7 are urgent items. I have received no urgent items this afternoon, and that will end this meeting. Can I thank you all for your attendance? This ends the business for today. Diolch.